Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we actually have a quick project here. We're gonna swirl paint some mason jars as a cool craft. While I'm doing that and while the swirl paint's out, I'm also gonna swirl paint a picture frame, and I'm pretty much gonna use all these as gifts. So we're gonna swirl paint these, and we're gonna swirl paint this, and we're gonna show you the process. Okay, as you can see here, we have taken the top off of the mason jar, and we're just shaking up our primer here. It's not in focus, but I just have normal primer. And we're gonna prime both mason jars. I'm only gonna film the one, and then also prime the picture frame. Take the glass out and the back off, and then we'll prime it so we can use this. Let's see here. Flip this over. Yeah, and we'll just hit this with primer, the whole jar. Light coat first. Hit from every angle. And yeah, at first you just want a light coat on there so it doesn't, the paint doesn't run. So right there, we're probably gonna let it sit there, and we're gonna let this dry, you know, quick 5 minutes, and then we'll hit it again. All right, as you can see here, we got pretty much everything coated. I've done the picture frame, the 2 mason jars, multiple coats on each with the primer. We're just going to let this sit here and dry. Once it's dry, we will start to swirl paint them. Okay, now here we filled up our container, which I just used a box, and I filled it with hot water. I'm putting the paint cans in there so the paint comes out without blotches here, or you know, specks. So we're just gonna warm the cans up real quick, and we're gonna do the next process, which is I'm gonna swirl paint the picture frame first. In order to do that, we're gonna have to do it quick so the paint doesn't dry on the water. But once these cans warm up, I'll come back and we'll start the process. Alright, so this next process is going to be quick. We're going to put all the colors in the water, and we're going to get the frame in there real quick. So I'm going to set the frame up here on my little hook so I can dip it real quick. But here we go, we're going to shake up our paint. And we're gonna mix this up with the thing here. As you can see, we messed that up. Water must be too hot. We've sprayed the water here, and we're gonna slowly insert it diagonally here. Hope for the best. Dang, that did not go in the way I wanted it to. And we're stuck to the bag. That's not good. And my hands are colored purple. Have to dip this sucker again. Clear that paint off, and there we go. Look at that swirl painted mason jar. Now the trick is going to be getting this off my hand without touching anything, but you get the point there. That's awesome. Alright, we got one more jar to go, so let me get it here. And here we go, right through the paint here. Kind of zigzag as you go under. Keep it up to here. Slosh that paint around. Pull it out. And there's your swirl dipped, swirl painted mason jar. And I'll get this off my hand again, let this dry. I really don't like the way this picture frame turned out. I got a black spot here. So we're gonna dip it again. I'll show you the process of dipping something twice while we're here. So we're gonna do the water again, and we'll get the frame back in the water. Because it's a big frame, we're gonna put a lot of paint on this one. We're gonna grab our frame here. We're gonna do this one a little bit different this time. And here we go. My hands are gonna get covered, but it's okay. Disperse this paint a little and pull this out. Oh, that came out a lot better this way. That came out perfect. We're gonna hang this puppy up, let her dry. But as you can see, you can even swirl paint your hands. Let's get this in shot. Yeah. Hand right in the water. Here, I'll go the rest. See? We're gonna hang this up to dry, and then we're done pretty much. Alright, we've just let this dry for a couple hours hanging here. You know, it is dry to the touch now, so that's good. I see it's a little tacky here still, just where the paint is a little thicker. So I mean, we're just gonna you might as well just leave it, you know, let it dry full, because that'll be worth it. But let's go take a look at the jars. Here we are. Here's the jars outside here. Not bad. Not bad looking at all. I guess the one thing you'd be sure of is keeping the surface of the jars, like here, some of the primer got a little thick. I mean, you could see like whatchamacallit, imperfections in it, but this one is okay. I mean, from far, as you can tell, here, let me refocus this camera. Yeah, from here, you can see there's like the primer, I think, had there's a little gritty, so you know, it's not the best one, but these other ones came out pretty nice. These come out smooth all the way around. Ball mason on it. Nice swirl pattern in there. Take a look at these. Again, ball mason. You can read them. Let's put these back upside down here. And this one, I put a few layers on just to see the difference. Very glossy. And then there's that compared to, you know, this one. This one, for some reason, even though it's gloss paint, kind of came out matte like. But maybe I guess we just gotta make sure that the primer is on, you know, perfectly, and there won't be any trouble. But there's what the jars came out looking like.